my description says. I am him, right? This is what I'm gonna tell you, right? Trading is not easy, right? Being profitable is not easy. However, if you don't believe in yourself, nothing in life is easy, right? But you gotta believe in you. And if you don't believe in you, you're already lost, right? I tell my team that, I tell everybody that. He who says he can't, or she who says she can't, and she who says that she can, they're both right, because whatever you believe is gonna happen, you know. And I'm not saying you can believe you can fly and you'll fly, but I promise you, you're gonna get more places believing that you can than you'll get not believing in yourself. All right. All right, let's get to the business. All right, so we're gonna break down Nvidia, kind of give you an overview of the market. I want to start with Nvidia because I do feel like Nvidia has a lot to do with the market. And now that Nvidia got back inside of this chop fest here, you may have some downside potential. Um, but guess what? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So let me give you a top-down analysis on Nvidia. I'll break down another one of my trades, COO. I'll also break down SLV, which is the healthcare sector. But I definitely, what I need from you guys before I start is to, you know, grab a cup of coffee. It's not gonna be long, probably gonna be 10 minutes. I don't want to make it too fast and I don't want to make it too long. So grab a cup of coffee, grab something to drink. Let's get it started. Also, I need you to hit that rocket button on TradingView, right? I need you to tell them that you like what I'm getting, where I'm going with this stuff. I need you to give me comments. Let me know what you would like for me to break down, what stock you want me to break down. Give me your ideas on what I need to do, but check out my COO play. You can check out my Pepsi play too. I had a Pepsi play too. It was a phenomenal play. Also, XLV. I didn't post that one, but we hit a banger on that one. That one still got some room to go. Let me go ahead and break this down. Once again, I'm a regular guy. This is not financial advice, guys. I got a bag of Cheetos. I might chew on something, but I'm gonna try to save your ears for later. But let's get started. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear up this chart. Remove 3 drawings. I like to keep my chart very clean. I do use a lot of indicators, like just to look at stuff, but I don't use them in my day trading or my swing trading at all, right? I kind of peek at the 200 where it's at on an hourly, or I look at the 200 on the weekly or the monthly, just to see if we got some confluence, right? Because you hate the short or long into some confluence if you got that bothering you, right? So let's say if I was to click on all my indicators all at once, it's a lot. Let's say if I were to click on this, and I'm about to break this down right now, I promise you. I don't need to click on that. Let's say if I were to click on this, right? That gives me gaps, they give me this, they give me that. These are just ideas of what might happen. But if you look right here at this 190, right? What is that? That's the 200. So you could, with all intended purposes, right? You could bounce right off of here. Bang, bounce up. But also you can just gap down and gap up under it. So we don't know, but we're going to find out. So let me get this out. That's why it's important to have that on a daily, right? I'm not even going to look at a level. I'm going to just do the analysis without that on, right? Bang. All right. Let's turn that back off. All right. Now, we know we got a level right there at 200, like where you kind of moved over the last, and you knew this was 200 because guess what? Look at September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, right? Man, you've been in a range almost for all that time before you broke out, right? So, top down analysis. We're going to start on the monthly. Bang. What happened on the monthly? Let's check out the monthly. So, on the monthly, we're still strong, guys. We're stronger than ever, right? We're going to pull back and we're going to pull back and actually reset and regather. It's like you ran a race, right? You ran a race, and now you stop and get a little bit of water before you start running again. Okay. So let me tell you what happened up here. So if you look at these wicks right here, bang, these wicks. What do these wicks tell you? So these wicks are going to tell you, I'm going to zoom into them. These wicks are going to tell you, hey, I bought the top. at 132, 37.62, right? It sold down, right? I either sold, I took my loss because my stop was below this wick right here, right? Boom, I took my loss. Those of you who held waited for it to come back up to 231, and then you went ahead and took your, because you know you didn't want to take the chance as it started dropping, so you sold it again. The only issue I have with this is that you close below that month's low. And if you close below this month's low, I do think you go lower. So if you close below, boom, let's look at the month low. 194.74, right? Right now you're at 192.53. So either you're gonna get back above this on the month, you got a couple days, right? Or you're gonna close below. This is what a crossroad is, right? I'm only doing my analysis based on if this, then that. I don't go, this is going to happen, or I know that's going to happen. It's if this, then that. All right, so let's go to the next one. We're going to go to the daily. You can go to the weekly if you want. I'm going to go to the daily. All right. So this was the level I showed you. You saw what happened. I'm going to take this out the way. Let me lose that. So I'll show you what happened. So you had that one. You had that one. Right? That's your lower high. And then when you're taking a trade on this, like I take, all I'm basically gonna do is short. I'm gonna see this lower high and I'm gonna go boom. I'm going to say below this high, above this high, that's my stop, right? I'm gonna give you a stop. These are leaps now, mind you, because I'm on a daily. So I don't want to say leaps. These are going to be 6-month contracts, right? A lot of people call those sleeps. So anywhere above this, as you short this, as you break down, you literally want to say, okay, if you get back above this, right? Right, that's your first target. So you already got what you got. A nice target area here. I'm going to slide this over, right? Sits to 1. So you got beautiful, right? What are you risking? That to get that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for one of these, you're risking one of these red area to get 6. But guess what? That's not even your target. Your target is here, right? Target is here. Ultimate target. And I'm not saying you're gonna get that, right? All right. So Nvidia, let's see what you got. Now, if this, then that. So what issues that I have for the drop issues. So if you look at this candle here, the lower of this candle is 192.13. So if I take this, pop this over, 192, is it 191.13? 192.13. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go bang, I'm going to go 192.13, right? And I'm going to hit OK. Now, what do you see here? We didn't close below it, right? We bounced off of closely that 200. And we didn't close below it. Now, if this then that, Monday, right? Monday, we can gap down. Monday, we can say, hey, listen, we gap down. Wait, hold on, what is going on here? Monday, we can gap down. So we can do a candle like that, or we can stay within this range. If we gap down, right? If we gap down. So if we gap down, we're looking at areas like here. That's a smaller area for 180. And then you definitely have a gap here. That's nice, right? You got a gap here. Nope, sorry. This thing, sometimes TradingView want to give you a hard time. So you got a gap here at that 178. And then ultimately you can come down here because you haven't taken out this. I do think you'll come down here and take this area right here, this resistance area out. I do think you come down here and take that out. That'll be a beautiful area to take out and get that liquidity out of there. Now, mind you, I don't think you do because, look, like just a quick drop below this doesn't make me bearish, right? But I do think if you close below this, right? If you close below this mark, because obviously you close above this, going crazy. If you close below this, man, you're gonna see some really lower levels. You're gonna see levels like down here at 147 because you got like a little gap there. Okay, let's get to the point. All right, so I do think Nvidia is still bullish, right? I think you're getting a pullback. What I think, and this is not financial advice, right? I don't know everything. So what I think is this: I think you're gonna get a move if this and that. You break this low, you come down, right? You're gonna come right into this pocket. You'll come back up. Your test is 192, drop down, 178. Come back up, test that, drop down, right? I'm gonna say the 180s, whatever it is, and then we're gonna go up. I think you take out this, right? I think you take this out, right? I think you take this out. You're gonna obviously retest. You'll get to the gap touch, right? Then you come down, tap it again, break the gap up. This area is the gap right here. So I think you come down and then you start headed back up. Now, mind you, I'm not gonna say this all gonna happen in August. I'm gonna space this out and say I got 250 by October. So I'm gonna space this out a little bit more. I do think that's a pivot point there. And this is what I'm looking at. All right. So you like I know you see this, you can see the gap here, right? And you saw me put the gap. I put that we're gonna reject off the gap and go up. All right. So this is my analysis of Nvidia. I do think that this is how the chart will play out. Now, if we go lower, we can go lower to here. I do think you can touch that again. I don't think you have to, right? Because obviously this was the level you retested the level here. You've already taken out that level. You don't need to come back down and touch it again. What you haven't taken out and you haven't touched was this level. So because you haven't touched this level, I think you need to take this level out before you go up. So don't try to short this thing into oblivion. Understand that, hey, listen, if I had it at 182 and I get all the way down to 176, that's still a great short. Companies not like Nvidia are not going to go out of business. They're not going anywhere. They're part of the AI revolution. Nvidia is in all your 401ks. They're part of every single portfolio out there. So don't think you can short this thing into oblivion. You maybe can short it down a little bit, but not a lot. All right, let's check out some plays that are going up. So we're looking at COO, which is a medical company, a medical device company, right? Healthcare industry. So let's look at how we broke this down. So if you can look at my other chart that I posted on this, I think I posted it like a month ago. If you look at it, I gave you this target right here. I gave you these levels, and it was free game. You didn't pay anything for it. You're not part of a Discord. It's free. So, buy level was 59. Let's go ahead and click that again because this is what I was doing. And then we're going to use the one that says long, right? So we're going to say we long. We're going to drag it up because we want our stop to be right below this wick right here. You see that this space right here? We want our stop to be right below that because that would mean we're invalid. The higher lows got broken, right? Very easy. So I'm gonna slide this over so you guys can see. First target would have been here, and that would have been, literally $21. $21. Do the math. If you buy 100 shares at 59, right? 100 shares at 59, and you make 21%, right? Um, so 20%, 100 shares at 59. So let's say you made $1,800, right? And then that's target one. So if you bought, uh, you know, 1,000 shares, right? You got $18,000. And then as you go up, the next target where you would, you would look would be my ultimate target is going to be up here at this 88. And why I have that target? Because that's where you're going to get a nice pullback. That's a major zone. Now, on top of that, you do have a stop point here. So how I trade, and not telling you to trade this way, this is not financial advice, is obviously when I get to my first target, I am going to take 50% off because at the end of the day, I've already recouped all my money at that point, right? If I bought 10,000 shares and I made 20%, I'm going to probably take 50% off. I'll have my 10,000 back or 9,500, whatever that is. And then second target would be this. My stop would be below this $64 because that's basically the higher low. So stop below here. And if it gets below here, but gets a candle below here, I take all the remainder of my money out. Once it gets to this gap touch right here at 78, you're going to take another 25% off. And then you're going to go for your ultimate target. You don't want to be greedy, right? If you can get 40%, you get it, because this will overshoot. This will overshoot like right here. Take all this liquidity right here out before dropping lower. And if it wants to go crazy, it actually can go up here and take this bar out, right? Take this whole bar out before going lower. If it goes up there, you're looking at 50%. 50%, which is crazy. All right, guys. So that's that. All right. So COO, my analysis was obviously based on everything else pulling back. That COO will run because obviously it is safety. Let's look at SLV. Same thing. Same scenario. Same. And this proves that you can make good money with shares, right? Look at this breakout. So let me give you the breakdown. So you look at this, right? You started, you went lower, and then you got the lower high right here. I mean, the higher low. Boom. As you go, we're going to hit the same button. Last time I lost it, this time I lost it again. It needs to be on my favorites. Where is it at? Let's go here. Long position. It's in my favorites. Why is it on the end? Get your ass back over here. Boom. All right. Long position. Let's go back. Let's get long. So we would have taken this. Where's our stop? Stop is right below this candle. As tight as you can get. Not a wick, but, good amount. So let me slide it over. Bang. Let's look at that. Boom. You hit that level. So now that is $17, 12%, right? You guys tell me if you bought, these at 142, right? You bought 100 shares, right? You're making good money. Now, where's my target on this? My target on this would be the one in the 180s, somewhere around 180. I'll give it to you right now. So how I get my target? I take my fib, go here, break it down to here. And all I'm going to do from here is I am just going to copy it. So I'm going to take this, copy it up, right? And my mouse is tripping today. What's up with that? All right, copy it up. And then my target is literally, I move this up. Target is 180. Now, mind you, it ain't going to go straight. That might go to this 50%, cut back, boom. Or it's probably going to fall back from here and fall right back into this range right here. I need you to retest this range before you go up anyway. So that would be your next long will be, hey, listen, let's say next week, right? Monday, tech falls. Tuesday, tech bounces, right? Right. So Tuesday, tech bounces. So this right here should come back and retest this as tech is running. You're going to do something like this, boom, and then you're going to go up, right? Retest this high, up, and I feel like this is where you break out and then come back down and start just to really, get your levels going. Anyway, so not gonna hold you too long. I know I held you for a good amount of time. Remember, if you got any questions, hit that rocket, type in what you want me to go over. I will look at your charts and give you my ideas. I think you guys are phenomenal. Whoever you believe in, it's family first. God bless you. Whoever whoever you worship, blessings go to you. Once again, it's Mr. Money. I appreciate your time today. Have a great one.